Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another episode here at the Debate Circle. At the heart of today's motion is everything lifestyle advertising. You probably will have swiped right on an advert before getting to this particular video. The motion of dissection reads, lifestyle advertising aimed at youth should be regulated to prevent them from falling into debt traps. I'll read the motion of dissection again. Lifestyle advertising aimed at youth should be regulated to prevent them from falling into debt traps. Proposing and opposing this motion, we have Maseno School, Team A and Team B. All the best to both teams. Team proposition first speaker, you have 3 minutes.
How many flies should fly into a web until we realize that the spider stares at us from a distance? I am Deron Etale, your legal advisor from Maseno School, here to propose the motion that lifestyle advertising aimed at the youth should be regulated to prevent them from falling into debt traps. So we are going to start with the definitions. So what exactly is lifestyle advertisement? Well, lifestyle advertisement is telling the public about a product or service that involves sharing about someone's life's experiences and getting the interest or intriguing the interest of the people involved. We have regulated, which means to control something by the means of rules. We have debt, which is the situation of owing money to someone. So, without any delay, I will get on with my points. So, to begin with, we have the youth are jeopardizing their own future. How is this so? We are told that comparison is the biggest thief of joy. Well, we see that a lot of people end up comparing themselves to the people they see in social media. Why? Because they want to be like them. They want to be like the people they see. This can major on by moderating them on matters financial, and this may lead to them asking for loans. When they ask for loans, what happens next? They can't pay them, and therefore they're in debt. Or maybe they're being looked down by the society because they can't afford these nice things that they call chic. What happens to them? They end up being mistreated, and this leads to low self-esteem. Do we really want that for our future? On to the second point. This is filled with ideology. In a matter that said, from a TV show that was, said by a character called Zahir, he had said that if you base your expectations holding on what you see, you blind yourself to the possibilities of a new reality. What possibilities are these? When I tell you that gambling would give you money, when I tell you that gambling and all that would come to give you money towards the end, I am literally just filling your head with the ability of you going to succeed. But what really goes behind on? A lot of lotto winners end up depressed. Why is this? Well, they end up not using the money well. That's one. Two, we also come to realize that there's a 90% chance of you losing that kind of thing. So that means you are literally losing money and you're losing on your final opportunities to getting what you want. Finally, we have healthcare, whereby in biology we are told that there is a cardiovascular disease that occurs due to the eating of food filled with cholesterol. So once we're noticing that, sometimes they advertise things of unhealthy snacks and they get us intrigued into knowing what this is, filling us with the urge to take them. What advantage is there to spending money what advantage is there to swapping my life for money? Thank you.
No one will make you feel inferior without your consent. This is a famous quote from Eleanor Roosevelt. I, Jason, is here to oppose the motion that says lifestyle advertisement aimed at youth should be regulated to prevent them from falling into debt traps. What do we know about lifestyle advertising? Lifestyle advertising, this is telling the public about products or a service and featuring someone's life so that people can use it. I'll go directly to my first point. My first point is about marketing opportunities. Companies usually use social media to advertise their low-cost market products. These adverts are usually made by the youth. The youth usually earn a living from making these kinds of advertisements. The advertisement usually connects the business companies with their customers, and this connection will enable the business companies to gain the youth working in the business companies to gain interest from their customers. On to my second point, lifestyle advertising will inspire youths. Showcasing successful individual stories to the youth will help in encouraging them and inspire them. This will expose them to knowing the life, let's say, of a famous person, like an artist or an athlete, which will give determination and ambition to that youth who has been following up with the lifestyle of that famous person. On to my third point. Consumers usually buy products at their own will and not through convictions. They have the free will to buy what they want or to buy something that they do not want. This is a reason that we should consider, because lifestyle advertisement is not an issue to blame that causes individuals to fall into debt traps. Debt traps are both when a person is eager to have something or to get something from an advert that he or she has already seen, or has already been, as the advert has taken attention has taken his attention and makes him want to buy that product. I rest my case.
You can't plant spoiled seeds and expect to harvest quality grains. I, Ryan Ransley, an advocate of Maseno School, the legend of tomorrow, stand stiff to support this motion. Lifestyle advertisement aimed at the youth should be regulated to prevent them from getting into debt traps. First, the first speaker of the opposing team said that the consumers buy the products at will and are not forced. Well, how can you critique someone's lifestyle by telling him that he's backward, he doesn't know the trending things that are happening in the society, and expect him to go and buy low cheap products from stores instead of buying those expensive products which you're actually regarding as trending? Also, you can't say that companies use lifestyle advertisers to market their products. Well, you can't just look at how the lifestyle advertisers earn money. Look at how the youth are affected. These companies, like the credit card companies that market it in colleges and campuses, they use these lifestyle advertisers. And when they use them, these lifestyle advertisers will go online, lure the youth with sweet words, tell them that when you take freebies and sign up in bonuses, then you are sure to succeed in life, which is false. These people just do that, and later they will accumulate debts because they did not understand the interest rates of the credit card marketing. Now on to my first point, vulnerability. Well, how does this affect the youth? Youth are particularly vulnerable to persuasive tactics employed by lifestyle advertisers. Advertising is mainly targeted to the youth. When you advertise yourself, let's say in a concert, you're in a club, you're enjoying drinking alcohol, the youth out there are surely going to emulate what you're doing. They too will go to those clubs, and due to their naivety, will also drink alcohol. This will influence them to get such diseases caused by alcoholism, and even sexual diseases. When they see people glamorizing sexual videos in social media, they will also do that, and develop unhealthy diseases such as HIV, and this will actually cost them money. They will have to take loans from banks to cure those or even sustain the disease so that it does not kill them. And with that, I rest my points.
Thank you very much for this opportunity to oppose the motion that lifestyle advertising aimed at the youth should not be regulated to prevent them from falling into debt traps. First, I'd like to correct my colleague here, the proposers, by saying that in advertising, no one forces the youth or anyone who is watching to buy the products. Nobody is forcing you. So you can't say that somebody forces you or the producers of the video forces you to combine with them, or nobody forces you to do what they want. Nobody forces you when they are advertising to buy their products. And the second thing you say that in advertisements they can produce videos that are invalid or videos that are not proper. I would like to tell you that the information that is advertised is verified by the I would like to inform you that the information or the advertisement is verified and passed through by many, and it is only given to the public if it is good, if it is a good information, and no information can be passed if it is bad. On to my first point. Lifestyle advertising facilitates building communities. My first point, building communities. Lifestyle advertising facilitates the formation of online communities around communities' interests, encouraging cooperation and social support. These communities which foster a sense of belonging and support among members can take many forms, from supporting groups to interest clubs. In building communities, this advertisement can help the ones who are watching these advertisements to become social. You can know and interact with one another. Therefore, that's all I had. Thank you.
A wise man once said, if you look at what you have, you'll have more. But if you look at that which you don't have, you will always lack. I am yours, John Odhiambo. Before I go to my point, I would like to first start by refuting the first opposer who spoke about youths being able to advertise their products through these adverts. You have spoken of the youths who are engaging in entrepreneurial practices, but we have not considered about the youth who lacks the funds to be able to purchase these things that are being advertised. You have only spoken about that one who is doing now the business, not the one who is being pressurized by what he sees to buy these products, even though he lacks the monetary value to do so. Straight to my first point. The life influencers often show off extravagant lifestyle, which can make youth people feel like they need to emulate them, as they feel that is the current trend that is going on. Imagine you are a youth at the university, for example, doing maybe your course. Then in the internet, there is let's say your favorite influencer, for example, is wearing some new shoes, some new shoe brands that are now trending, and everybody is wearing them, but you are the only one who doesn't have them. And you also lack the monetary capabilities to get these types of shoes, what will you opt to? Yes, you can decide and take loans from banks or do any other thing that will enable you to get this money to do what other people are doing, because now you want to emulate them. When we do this leads the youth people to get into debts, and we know what debts can do. And you will be taking from one debt to another just to fulfill, because when current trend comes, they will obviously get old and new ones will come, and we'll still want to emulate them. And what will you do? You'll be taking debt after debt. And we know what debt can do to people. There were some instances a few years back where the KCB bank used to literally call the contacts of those who owed them to ask the contacts to speak to their friend or relative to pay their debt. Now, if you are just a youth in the university, you don't have any work, maybe you are still depending on your parents for survival financially. But now you're already being hunted by the bank to pay your loans, and you don't know what to do. This can lead to mental stress. Life influencers can also change the youth by promoting certain beliefs and values that might not be based on facts or science. Let us take the corona period, for example. We had some people who were claiming that the COVID-19 vaccine was not valid, or that there was no reason to be wearing the mask, the protective mask. But in truth, none of them even visited a medicine school to know whether the coronavirus was there or not, or whether whether the mask was good for our health or not. They just went to the internet speaking of their opinions. But because you follow them and you feel that they are always right, you just want to emulate them, and you might do things that will end up costing you. And with that, I rest my case.
Greetings. I, Wesley, an ambassador from Maseno School, the Legends of Tomorrow, come here to oppose the motion that lifestyle advertising aimed at the youth should not be regulated to prevent them from falling into debt traps. People usually say that this motion is saying that debt traps can only be brought by lifestyle advertisement, but that is not the case. Let's take, for example, gambling. Gambling is one of the biggest issues amongst the youth. Most youth who have finished their education lack the abilities to get employed, so they go to for an easier option to get income. These easier options are gambling. Let's take, for example, 1xBet. Most youth use this 1xBet to try and get just the littlest money they can get. And as a result, if they lose the money, they need to go into debts and take loans just to bet again. If they bet with these loans that they take, they are unable to pay them. The regulations, by regulating lifestyle advertisement, may not be of any help. This will not be by any help, because there's other means by which people go into debts, but not only in lifestyle, but also in other sectors, just as gambling. This can be. My point is that most of the issues that are against lifestyle advertising, such as the buying of products. The buying of products, of course, it helps the companies that are advertising to it improves their living standards by when they advertise those products, such as in YouTube, as advertisements, the ones that are unskippable. Most of us are captivated, and therefore we look for the commodities that we want to buy. But the youth falling into debt will enable them learn a lesson with regards to their financial literacy. This will enable them to try not to fall into the same ditch again given the repercussions. So this can be put across by one of Nelson Mandela's quotes. The greatest glory in life lies not in never falling, but in raising every time we fall. And with that, I raise my case.
We are not saying that lifestyle advertising is the main reason to debt traps. We rather impose that lifestyle advertising is a factor causing debt traps. Take an example of Kimani. Kimani watches a video from social media, and the video is about, let's say, fashion and beauty trends. The people are actually advertising on these expensive shoes, Jordans, the watches they wear, and Kimani develops a sense of inadequacy and mediocrity. This will rather make Kimani go and overspend his money to buy these things so he can catch up to the society, or rather get debts to buy those certain goods so that he also wouldn't be criticized in the society. Thank you.
What we know, lifestyle advertising does not cause debt traps. Lifestyle advertising helps the youth. It does not cause any debt traps. One way that lifestyle advertising helps the youth is that the platforms that the youth use helps them to earn a positive change in their lives. So an example of this positive change is when young people look at their influencers. Let's say in a certain platform, they may be positively or negatively affected by it, but in most cases, they're usually positively affected. This is because, let's say, an influencer has posted something about let's say, anything ordinary, and a young youth sees this post. If the post is positive, it will influence the youth positively too. So I don't think that lifestyle advertising is any cause of debt traps. Thank you.
We'll move straight to the judges' results. The judges have awarded Maseno School Team A with 62.5%. A round of applause, please, for Maseno School Team A. And the judges have awarded Maseno School Team B with 56%. A round of applause, please, for Maseno School Team B, making Maseno School Team A the winners of this particular round. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of yet another episode here at the Debate Circle. Remember to check our social media handles for more of this content. That is at the Debate Circle on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on TikTok, on Threads. And I have been your host, Jaina Ching. And until next time, it's goodbye from us.